Good morning, guys, from Dublin, Ireland. I'm in this park. It's called King's Inn Park. Basically, it's like a government-owned park here. So I'm starting out this morning with zero research. I just know that I booked a hostel. It's the Clink Hostel, which is kind of an upscale hostel, which is basically at the dead center of Dublin, right? It's near the river. If you look at a map here, I took the bus, the local 41 bus last night to the center, walked over with no problem, checked at about 10 p.m. there. Room is okay, good. Roommate's good. And gonna take a look around Dublin, gonna do my research actually at first, and probably what I'm gonna do here is for today, I'm gonna go to some more like offbeat sites and like say abandoned locations, stuff like this, not the main area. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow, right? But first I'm going to do this kind of tour today. Check out this monument, guys. It's called the Spire. It's basically right at the center of Dublin here. Very strange looking thing there, just basically a big needle that looks like it's made out of steel here. So this is the River Liffey, right, in Dublin. Now, what it does is it flows from this mountainous area down to the Irish Sea, what that is called the Irish Sea. So Dublin is not that far from the ocean. It's about another mile. Probably I'm going to walk down there and check it out just on our way in this direction, since it's not that far. But first we're going to check out the Famine Ship, right? This is up here on the left side here. So this is some kind of monument for the potato famine. It's pretty kitschy looking. So what happened there, mostly because of the potato blight, a lot of people left Ireland. And I think the population now is smaller than it was in the 1840s, which is a pretty crazy idea there. A lot of them moved to the USA. So let's go check out this ship here. So this is the famine ship, or a ship that was basically just taking people who were starving over to United States or Canada. I think mostly Canada for this ship here. Admission price, 15 euros. So going to be making my way to the next site here on my list. The weather is pretty similar to the UK. It's a bit warmer than Scotland, right? So pretty expensive here, pretty pricey. Supermarket a little bit more pricey than in London. Strangely, right? It used to be that, you know, Ireland was considered to be a bit below the UK in development and all this, right? Nobody likes this kind of thing, right? So here we have, you know, Dublin more expensive than London, right? And the reason for that, that's noticeably more expensive, right? It's because of all of the American tech companies set up here, like Google. So we'll be going by that Molly Malone statue. Now this one, I'm not sure who the hell this is. Let's see if it has a, this is not it, but it's just, I guess it's just a replica or something like this. Oh, this is Countess Constance Markiewicz. Who that is, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna Google that and just find out. So let's take a look at the statue here, guys. who this is, Molly Malone. She's based on some sort of a song, right? So there's a song that is like based on this street seller for this Irish woman, and that's somehow this statue became famous because of that song there. So you can see her assets. Let's go around to the front here again. So I don't know why they made her so voluptuous there, right? That is like the most famous statue here in Dublin. I recognize this from the internet here. Let's go in this direction here. We're going to check out Trinity College next. There's a few locations on this campus here, right, if we can get inside there. So I'm not sure they let tourists to walk around there. We'll check it out. So let's check it out here. Let's see if the campus is open, right? I'm not sure if the campus is open. It looks to be open. Let's see. Maybe not, right? Yes, it is, right? It looks open too. It looks like a public space here. Let's check it out. Check this out, guys. So, Trinity College, apparently this is a well-regarded university, right, in the world, right? I've heard the name personally, but I wasn't familiar with this school here. So let's check. So apparently there's some creepy like library on this campus here. So the grounds are nice here, right? I mean, we could just look around the grounds. I think they're pretty cool looking. But apparently there's some creepy like library that you can go and tour here. Like something from the 18-somethings, but I'm not sure whether I can gain access to it. Let's check to see where this is. And I'm going to just walk in and ask them. But this is from Atlas Obscura. It's like a bunch of random creepy sites here. Let's check it out. How about the statue here? Let's see if I can find this place. I see the library here. I think I finally found it here, guys. It's the Kells exhibit here in this old building here. So let's go check it out here. So it's kind of hard to make it inside this building. So I'm going to probably have to skip this. I think it's closed to the public at present time. So we have a nice campus here in the center of Dublin, here at Trinity, right? So we're going to try for another free tour here in Dublin. Dublin seems to have a lot of interesting streets and things like this there. So I'm going to try it out. Another tour is very large, following on Guru Walk. So I think it should be fun. Gonna be on my way to the meeting point here. So there's a neighborhood. I think the name Temple Bar, it's actually a neighborhood. It's not a bar per se. It's just this general area here with all of these. Now they're not open now because it's 11 a.m. here. So gonna do another free tour today just because I'm in kind of a hurry. Tomorrow, I've got to rush to the airport to make it on a flight to Luxembourg, right? So I don't have time to explore Dublin on my own, although I might do this again. So just finished a free tour, guys. Unfortunately, he wouldn't let me film the tour, right? So I shot that down. So I'm gonna go and do some of the sites on my own here. So let's just go ahead and take a walk by the temple tour here. Just kind of dragged on. He took us out for a drink, and I just was sitting there, right? And probably I should have left early, but there was a young lady on the tour, chatted her up for a few moments, but I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and just go on with my plan here, because I've got to take the film and video this afternoon, and then I'm going to go see a few more sites, and then I'm going to get my plane tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m., right? So I've got to be out of here, go get some sleep at the hostel, then we're going to fly tomorrow, right? So this area, the Temple Bar, what's going on with this area? It's like a sandbar. That's basically what this bar area is, right? And they just happen to have put bars on it. It was the Temple family who owned this area, right? So this is like a trendy bar area. You know, he took us out for beers over here. It's like €7.50. It's like $8 or $9 for one beer, right? Which is kind of a waste of money there. But maybe we can go take a look at the Temple Bar, and then I'm gonna go to some other sites so we can just say a few moments here. And in US, of course, Irish bars are very popular. So went by Starbucks, got my boarding pass for Ryanair tomorrow. I'm taking a flight to Luxembourg, so I'm going to videotape that flight. Right now I'm going to head over to Temple Bar neighborhood and take my selfies there. And then we're going to go back in backwards order and go see some of the sites that he covered there, right? What's strange about this tour here, so this group of people here. So the tour guide never spoke to me. So he must have not been interested in meeting me. Never, it was a big group, but it wasn't that big of a group, maybe like 15 people there. So he never spoke to me. He just confirmed my reservation. We're going on and on. He's speaking to the other people and all this. So kind of a strange conversation there. It was just so kind of a waste of time, but I didn't want to leave early there. So now I'm going to have to rush around to the other locations before it gets dark here. So let's take a brief walk around Dublin Castle, which is more like a Georgian building. It's actually newer. I mean, it's older than it looks here. It was built in the 1700s here. Let's take a look here. And if we go behind this, there's this park, and also there's one tower. There's a tower that survived. Funny story, I just passed the tour guide again, same guy. He's going and giving the 2 p.m. tour. Let's see here. Oh, the tower, let's see here. This over there on the right. We can go take a look at that shortly here. Let's see here. There was a fire back in 1682 that destroyed the original castle, right? So that's the only part that survived here, but they had a bad fire. Kind of like in London where everything was burned down here. So let's take a right turn up here and we can go by this field here. So here's this garden. It used to be this black moat, or like a little river that was near Dublin, right? So Dublin used to have 2 rivers, right? And so they covered over one of them, right? So the current smaller river, you know, they kind of filled it in with landfill. This is actually where this was here. And so what Dublin means, it actually means like something like Black Bay or something like this. So it's in the Gaelic language, right? That's actually what that means here. So let's see here. We have a museum up here. I'm not going to go to the museum, but let's take a look at this here. This one's supposed to be really good. Let's see here. I wonder how much this cost her. So the tour guide took us up here on the right. This building up here. So what he was telling us, pretty cool story here, right? So he's telling us a story about this brothel where this madam worked there. And you could probably find this on the internet. The lady, she was actually dating some politician person, right? So this politician had her declared a witch, right? This was back in the 1700s here, this building here. And so they went to prosecute her for being a witch, and it turned out she was actually a serial killer, right? So that's a pretty shocking story there. So apparently this particular area is haunted by this lady's witch, right? Pretty interesting story here. Let's see here. Her name is Dorcas Kelly, actually. Now, whether that's true or not, I'm not sure here. So let's see here. Let's go this way here. So he's also explaining how this part of the city here, just outside the castle here, it used to be the Italian quarter. I think now it's probably not. But there was a lot of Italians coming here to work on the cathedrals, right, back in the 1800s. So what else did he explain to me? So Dublin, it was conquered by the Vikings, right? Initially, they just took over this place in the 8th century there. So there's been people in Ireland for, like, say, several thousand years, right? So they came here, the Vikings took them over all the way back in the 8th century. And they were just kind of going across the north of Europe and also into North America, right? So after the Vikings came the Brits, right? So they'd been, kind of battling the Irish.
They're not the best.
Everyone kind of knows the story of the Northern Ireland, right? So they're trying to get rid of the British there, right? So it used to be that Ireland was a colony of London, right? Of the UK, right? So they didn't get their independence until 1922, right? And the northern 6 counties of Ireland, which is now called Northern Ireland, that stayed with UK, right? And the reason that our tour guide was actually explaining this was that the plantations up there needed support of the UK, right? The rest of Ireland didn't want that kind of support there, or didn't want to stay with UK. So that's why that part of Ireland is still UK, right? So I haven't been up there yet. So let's see what else did the tour guide explain. He just made some jokes about being Irish and about how they had a bad reputation, and then we took a tour around the Temple Bar area, which is the most popular. A lot of drinking here. There's a lot of booze manufacturing. You got Jameson, and you've got Guinness there. Guinness. I may go check out Guinness, the factory there. Let's go take a walk around the Guinness factory here. And we're going to call it quits here. Just to wrap up my plan here. So this is the Christ Church Cathedral here. This similar looking to the Dublin Cathedral. The architecture is basically not really anything of note. It's not as good as Edinburgh. So I'm going to ask about this place there. Guinness Open Gate Brewery. I assume this is the factory here. Let me check. Yeah, this looks like a... Check out this madness here.
It's open. Yeah, it's open now. Where's everybody? Upstairs. We're looking at some songs for
So they have a bar here at Guinness. This is the headquarters of Guinness. And they have some other buildings around. Let's see here. So they have a tour. The guy told me that it's around this entrance here. Let's see here. Check this out, guys. Hold on one second. Let me show you guys this. Check out this madness, guys. So what the guy just told me there, this is at the actual factory. It's not where they give the tours here. But this is like where they have, I guess, all the wheat, oats, and things like this. Let's see where this is here. So there's a lot of bars here. You can see this Guinness. Oh, here we go. Here's where they have the tours. Yeah, I'm not that big of a drinker. I mean, I do drink, but I usually do it like, say, 1 or 2 drinks before my bedtime there. So I don't really, not really a party or anything like that. You know, like one in my room. I've actually been skipping out on the booze for this trip because the hostel doesn't allow me to bring alcohol inside there. So, kind of a strange rule there for a place like Dublin, right? So let's go back to center